Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something vital, something that's woven into the fabric of life itself, something that doesn't just sustain us physically but connects us emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I'm talking about intimacy, about sex. Now, society has wrapped this topic in layers of taboos, double standards, and misunderstandings, especially when it comes to women. But it's time we peel back those layers and shine a light on what's real, what's necessary, and what's empowering. Sex, for women, isn't just about physical pleasure. It's about health, identity, and connection. First, let's talk biology. Sex stimulates the release of endorphins, those natural feel-good chemicals that lower stress and boost mood. It's a natural antidote to the chaos of life, a reprieve from the constant hustle. But this isn't just science, it's soul work. Sexual expression allows women to embrace their bodies, their desires, and their power. It's about feeling seen, feeling valued, and claiming ownership of their own narratives. And then there's connection. Intimacy deepens bonds, fosters trust, and builds bridges between two souls. When a woman shares herself fully, it's not just an act, it's an offering, a giving and receiving that can nurture the spirit and strengthen relationships. Now, let's be real. Too often, women are told to suppress these desires, to be quiet about their needs, to prioritize someone else's pleasure over their own. But that's not the path to fulfillment. Women deserve to take up space in every room they walk into, including the bedroom. Sex is also a healer. It eases anxiety, improves sleep, and boosts immunity. It's a way to recharge the mind, body, and spirit. But most importantly, it's about liberation. When a woman owns her sexuality, she owns her power. She steps into her full self, unapologetically and beautifully. Sexual intimacy offers a range of profound health benefits for women, touching nearly every aspect of their physical and emotional well-being. At its core, sex is a natural stress reliever. During intimate moments, the body releases endorphins and oxytocin, often referred to as the feel-good hormones. These chemicals work together to reduce cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. The result? A calmer, more relaxed state of mind that lingers long after the encounter is over. Beyond stress reduction, sex also plays a role in improving heart health. Engaging in sexual activity can be a form of moderate exercise, which increases blood flow, strengthens the cardiovascular system, and promotes a healthier heart. Studies have shown that regular sexual activity can lower the risk of heart disease, making intimacy not just a pleasurable experience, but a protective one for overall physical health. Another remarkable benefit is its impact on immunity. Sexual activity has been shown to increase the production of immunoglobulin A IgA, an antibody that helps fight infections. For women, this boost in the immune system can lead to fewer colds and illnesses, making it a natural and enjoyable way to stay healthier. Sex also contributes to better sleep. After an orgasm, the body releases a flood of hormones, including oxytocin and prolactin, which promote relaxation and drowsiness. This can be especially beneficial for women who struggle with insomnia or restless nights. A good night's sleep, in turn, has a cascading effect on other areas of health, improving mood, focus, and overall energy levels. From a pain management perspective, sexual activity can help alleviate certain types of discomfort. The release of endorphins during sex acts is a natural painkiller, which can be particularly helpful for managing menstrual cramps, headaches, and even chronic pain conditions. Hormonal balance is another critical area influenced by sexual activity. For women, consistent intimacy can regulate estrogen and progesterone levels, which are essential for maintaining reproductive health, skin elasticity, and bone density. Proper hormonal balance also supports emotional stability, reducing mood swings and enhancing overall mental health. Sex is not just about immediate physical benefits, it also contributes to long-term health by improving pelvic floor strength. The contractions during orgasm exercise the pelvic muscles, which can prevent issues like incontinence and enhance overall physical function as women age. The interplay between sexual activity and physical health is deeply intertwined, making it a vital aspect of holistic wellness for women. Sexual empowerment for women is a profound aspect of self-realization and personal growth. It begins with acknowledging and embracing one's own desires, needs, and boundaries. For centuries, societal norms and cultural expectations have often dictated what women can or cannot express when it comes to their sexuality. But true empowerment lies in breaking free from these constraints and reclaiming ownership over one's body and choices. When a woman feels confident in her sexuality, it becomes a source of inner strength. It's not just about the physical act of intimacy, but the ability to say, this is what I want, and this is what I deserve. That self-assuredness radiates into other areas of life. A woman who is comfortable in her skin and with her desires tends to carry herself with more confidence, take on challenges with greater resilience, and establish stronger, more meaningful relationships. Sexual empowerment is also closely tied to body positivity. Society often imposes unrealistic beauty standards on women, creating insecurities and doubts. However, embracing one's sexuality helps women develop a more positive relationship with their bodies. It encourages them to appreciate their uniqueness and celebrate their individuality. The act of giving and receiving pleasure can be a profound reminder of one's worthiness, regardless of societal expectations or external appearances. This empowerment isn't just personal, it's relational. When women openly communicate their desires and boundaries, they cultivate healthier and more respectful relationships. They set the tone for mutual understanding and equal partnership, dismantling the outdated notion that a woman's pleasure or satisfaction is secondary. It's about creating a dynamic where both partners feel valued, respected, and fulfilled. Sexual empowerment also defies the historical narrative that women's sexuality should be passive or shameful. By owning their sexual agency, women challenge these narratives and redefine what it means to be strong and liberated. It's about recognizing that sexuality is not something to be controlled or dictated by others, but a natural and vital part of who they are. Moreover, embracing one's sexuality allows women to explore and understand their identities on a deeper level. It's an act of self-discovery that leads to greater emotional and spiritual connection with themselves and others. This understanding fosters a sense of autonomy, helping women to navigate the world with greater clarity and purpose. At its core, sexual empowerment is about choice. It's the ability to decide what feels right, to express one's desires without fear or shame, and to demand respect in all aspects of life. It's about living authentically, boldly, and unapologetically. Sexual intimacy is a powerful medium for fostering emotional connection, particularly for women, who often experience deeper emotional resonance through acts of physical closeness. It's more than just a physical encounter. It's a bridge that connects two people on an emotional, mental, and sometimes even spiritual level. For many women, intimacy is an act of vulnerability, a willingness to open themselves to another person in ways that build trust and strengthen bonds. This connection begins with the release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, which is triggered during physical intimacy. Oxytocin plays a significant role in cultivating feelings of attachment, trust, and affection. For women, this hormonal response can amplify the emotional depth of a relationship, turning a moment of physical closeness into a shared experience of connection and security. Intimacy also allows for nonverbal communication that transcends words. Through touch, eye contact, and shared presence, partners express emotions that might be difficult to articulate otherwise. These subtle forms of communication build a sense of understanding and closeness, reinforcing the emotional bond between two people. For women, who often seek emotional attunement in relationships, this aspect of intimacy can be profoundly fulfilling. Moreover, physical intimacy can help resolve conflicts and ease emotional tensions within a relationship. It serves as a reminder of the shared love and commitment that binds partners together, even when disagreements arise. The act of coming together in a moment of vulnerability can soften barriers and reignite feelings of closeness, helping both partners reconnect on a deeper level. For many women, emotional connection through intimacy is also a way to feel valued and cherished. When a partner engages in intimacy with attentiveness and care, it signals respect and appreciation. This affirmation helps women feel seen, understood, and loved, fostering a sense of emotional security that strengthens the relationship. Sexual intimacy also has a unique way of grounding individuals in the present moment. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions abound, sharing an intimate experience allows both partners to focus solely on each other, creating a space of exclusivity and connection. For women, this shared presence can be a form of emotional nourishment, reinforcing the importance of the relationship in their lives. Through these layers of physical and emotional bonding, intimacy becomes a cornerstone of emotional connection. It's a space where love, trust, and understanding are nurtured, allowing relationships to thrive and evolve in meaningful ways. Societal taboos surrounding women's sexuality have existed for centuries, creating a pervasive culture of silence, shame, and control. These taboos often stem from patriarchal systems that have historically sought to regulate women's bodies and dictate their roles. By suppressing open conversations about female sexuality, society has perpetuated harmful myths and stigmas, preventing women from fully embracing and expressing their natural desires and needs. One of the most enduring taboos is the notion that women's sexuality should be passive, existing only in service to others. This idea diminishes a woman's agency over her own body, leading to a culture where expressing sexual desire is often met with judgment or moral scrutiny. Women who openly acknowledge or explore their sexuality are frequently labeled negatively, while men are celebrated for similar behavior. This double standard reinforces the belief that a woman's pleasure is secondary, leaving many women feeling disempowered and disconnected from their own desires. Another layer of taboo involves the lack of education and dialogue about female pleasure. In many cultures, discussions about sex focus solely on reproduction, ignoring the emotional, mental, and physical dimensions of intimacy. The absence of comprehensive sexual education leaves women ill-equipped to understand their own bodies or advocate for their needs in relationships. This lack of knowledge perpetuates the myth that women's sexuality is mysterious, even shameful, rather than a natural and healthy part of human experience. Religious and cultural influences have also played a significant role in creating and maintaining these taboos. In many traditions, women are taught to view chastity and modesty as virtues, often at the expense of their sexual autonomy. These teachings instill a sense of guilt or fear around sexuality, making it difficult for women to explore or express themselves without feeling judged or condemned. Such cultural conditioning can lead to lifelong struggles with self-acceptance and intimacy, as women grapple with internalized shame. The stigma surrounding women's sexuality is further reinforced by media and societal expectations. Popular culture often reduces women to objects of desire, valuing them for their physical appearance rather than their autonomy. This objectification sends conflicting messages. Women are encouraged to be attractive and alluring, but are criticized when they assert control over their own sexuality. This dynamic creates a lose-lose scenario, where women are either judged for being too sexual or shamed for being not sexual enough. Breaking these taboos requires challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and encouraging open, honest conversations about sexuality. It demands that society stop policing women's bodies and start recognizing their right to pleasure, autonomy, and self-expression. The fight against these taboos is ultimately a fight for equality, dignity, and the freedom to exist without fear of judgment. Self-love is a transformative act of valuing and prioritizing one's well-being, and sexuality is an integral part of that journey for women. For far too long, women have been conditioned to place their needs second, prioritizing the roles of caregiver, nurturer, or partner over their own sense of self. However, true self-love demands the opposite. It requires women to honor their desires, celebrate their individuality, and embrace every aspect of who they are, including their sexuality. A key aspect of self-love lies in understanding and accepting one's body. Women are often subjected to unrealistic beauty standards that promote insecurity and self-doubt. These societal pressures can create barriers to self-acceptance, leaving many women feeling disconnected from their own physicality. Embracing one's sexuality helps bridge this gap, allowing women to reconnect with their bodies in a way that feels authentic and empowering. It's about recognizing that every curve, scar, or imperfection is part of a unique and beautiful whole. Exploring and understanding one's own sexual desires is another act of self-love. It's about taking the time to discover what brings joy, pleasure, and fulfillment, free from external judgment or shame. This process is deeply personal, a way of reclaiming agency over one's body and choices. For women, this journey can be incredibly liberating, helping to dismantle societal narratives that often dictate how they should experience or express desire. Self-love through sexuality also involves setting and maintaining boundaries. It means recognizing what feels right and being unafraid to say no when something doesn't align with one's values or comfort level. Boundaries are not just a defense mechanism, they're a way of affirming self-worth and demanding respect. By setting these limits, women communicate to themselves and others that their feelings, needs, and desires matter. The connection between self-love and sexuality also extends to mental and emotional health. When women prioritize their pleasure and embrace their desires without shame, they cultivate a deeper sense of confidence and self-respect. This inner assurance radiates outward, impacting every aspect of their lives, from personal relationships to professional ambitions. It's a reminder that they are deserving of joy, intimacy, and fulfillment, not as a reward, but as a birthright. Practicing self-love through embracing sexuality also fosters a greater sense of autonomy. It's an act of reclaiming control over narratives that have often been written by others, whether cultural, familial, or societal. By defining their own stories, women step into their full power, unapologetically and beautifully. This self-ownership isn't just empowering, it's revolutionary. Sexual intimacy possesses remarkable healing properties that can positively impact a woman's physical, mental, and emotional well-being. These benefits extend far beyond the immediate pleasure of the experience, offering a profound sense of renewal and restoration that touches multiple facets of life. One of the most well-documented healing aspects of sexual activity is its ability to relieve pain. During intimacy, the body releases endorphins, the brain's natural painkillers. These chemicals can help alleviate common discomforts like headaches, menstrual cramps, and muscle tension. For women who experience chronic pain conditions such as fibromyalgia or arthritis, the hormonal surge from sexual activity can provide temporary relief, creating moments of ease and comfort that may otherwise be elusive. Beyond physical pain relief, sexual intimacy has a significant impact on mental health. It acts as a natural stress reliever by reducing cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. At the same time, it promotes the release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, which fosters feelings of connection and relaxation. This chemical interplay helps combat anxiety and depressive symptoms, offering a sense of calm and balance. Sex is also closely linked to improved sleep quality, which is another crucial aspect of healing. After an orgasm, the body releases prolactin, a hormone that induces relaxation and sleepiness. For women who struggle with insomnia or restless nights, sexual activity can serve as a natural remedy, promoting deeper and more restorative sleep. The benefits of better sleep extend to improved cognitive function, mood stabilization, and overall energy levels, creating a positive ripple effect throughout daily life. On an emotional level, intimacy fosters healing by deepening connections and building trust. For women who have experienced emotional or relational wounds, a caring and consensual sexual relationship can help restore faith in vulnerability and mutual respect. The act of sharing physical closeness becomes a way to rebuild emotional bridges, reminding women that they are worthy of love, care, and intimacy. Sexual intimacy also supports hormonal balance, which plays a vital role in a woman's overall health. Regular sexual activity helps regulate estrogen and progesterone levels, which contribute to healthier skin, stronger bones, and a more stable mood. Hormonal balance also supports reproductive health and can reduce symptoms associated with hormonal imbalances, such as irritability, fatigue, and irregular menstrual cycles. At its core, the healing properties of sex lie in its ability to harmonize the body, mind, and spirit. It's not just about physical acts, but about creating spaces of connection, renewal, and self-discovery that foster well-being and resilience. The double standards surrounding sexuality have long placed women at a disadvantage, creating a culture where their desires, choices, and agency are unfairly scrutinized or suppressed. Breaking these double standards is not just a matter of fairness, it's a necessary step toward equality, empowerment, and the dismantling of outdated societal norms that have constrained women for centuries. In many societies, men's sexuality is often celebrated as a sign of virility and strength, while women's sexuality is either ignored or vilified. Men are frequently praised for their sexual conquests, viewed as confident or assertive when they express desire. In contrast, women who exhibit similar behavior are often labeled with derogatory terms or seen as lacking virtue. This glaring double standard perpetuates harmful stereotypes, portraying women as either overly modest or overly promiscuous, with little room for nuance or individuality. This dichotomy has profound consequences. Women are often shamed for exploring or expressing their sexuality, leading to feelings of guilt, fear, or insecurity. This societal pressure can result in a reluctance to communicate desires, set boundaries, or seek pleasure, reinforcing the notion that their needs are secondary or unimportant. Conversely, men are often pressured to conform to hypermasculine ideals of constant desire, which can create unrealistic expectations and hinder authentic emotional connections. Breaking these double standards begins with recognizing that sexuality is a natural and equal aspect of human experience. Women, like men, have the right to define their own sexual identities without fear of judgment or ridicule. This includes the freedom to explore their desires, make choices about their bodies, and reject narratives that impose arbitrary rules on their behavior. Education plays a crucial role in this shift. Comprehensive sexual education that emphasizes equality, consent, and mutual respect helps dismantle harmful stereotypes and encourages healthier relationships. By teaching young people that all genders have the same rights to pleasure, expression, and autonomy, we can begin to foster a culture that values equality over judgment. Representation in media and culture is another powerful tool for change. When women's sexuality is portrayed with complexity and respect free from objectification or moral judgment, it challenges outdated norms and inspires others to question the status quo. Normalizing diverse expressions of female sexuality is a step toward creating a world where women can own their identities without fear of stigma. Breaking double standards isn't just about empowering women, it's about fostering a society where everyone, regardless of gender, can live authentically and free from oppressive norms. It's about creating spaces where equality, respect, and understanding take precedence over outdated and harmful biases. Sexuality, when approached as a holistic experience, is far more than a physical act. It is a profound integration of the mind, body, and spirit. For women, this holistic connection can be a source of empowerment, healing, and self-discovery, touching every aspect of their lives in meaningful ways. It invites a deeper understanding of oneself and one's relationships, transforming intimacy into a multidimensional experience that goes beyond the superficial. On a physical level, sex is a celebration of the body's natural rhythms and capacities. The physical sensations and release that come with intimacy provide immediate pleasure and stress relief, while the physiological responses such as the release of endorphins and oxytocin foster feelings of relaxation and connection. This connection to the body also fosters a greater appreciation for its strength, beauty, and individuality, helping women embrace their physical selves with confidence and self-love. Emotionally, intimacy can serve as a powerful tool for connection and trust. The vulnerability inherent in sharing oneself with a partner creates opportunities for emotional closeness, communication, and mutual understanding. For women, this emotional aspect often carries significant weight as it fosters feelings of being valued and understood on a deeper level. It's not just about physical closeness, but about the exchange of emotions, shared energy, and mutual care that strengthens bonds and enhances relationships. Mentally, sex can be a way to clear the mind and center oneself in the present moment. The experience of physical pleasure and emotional connection often quiets the noise of daily life, allowing women to focus solely on themselves and their partner. This mental clarity can be a form of meditation, offering a respite from stress and a pathway to mindfulness. Engaging in intimacy with intention can also improve self-esteem and mental well-being, as it reinforces a woman's sense of worth and agency over her body and choices. On a spiritual level, sex can be an act of transcendence. It is a way to connect not only with a partner, but also with oneself and the larger forces of life. For many women, intimacy is a reminder of their place in the cycle of creation and connection, a moment of unity that transcends words and physicality. This spiritual dimension transforms sex from a mere act into a sacred expression of love, trust, and existence. When women approach intimacy holistically, they allow all aspects of their being, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, to align and harmonize. This integrated experience fosters growth, self-awareness, and fulfillment, making sexuality a vital and enriching part of life. In conclusion, sexuality is a vital and multidimensional aspect of a woman's life that goes far beyond physicality. It is intertwined with health, emotional connection, self-love, and empowerment, challenging societal taboos and breaking double standards that have long sought to suppress it. When embraced holistically, it becomes a source of healing, joy, and self-discovery, allowing women to celebrate their individuality and assert their autonomy. This journey is about reclaiming agency, fostering intimacy, and recognizing that sexuality is not a source of shame, but a cornerstone of strength, confidence, and equality. By embracing these truths, women not only empower themselves, but also pave the way for a society that respects and values their choices, desires, and identities. It's time to rewrite the narrative and honor sexuality as a natural, essential, and empowering part of every woman's life.